Thank you for the opportunity to present a question to this board. Over the last several days, Transit Riders Union has canvassed the streets of Portland and collected several hundred signatures of people who, quote, oppose any cuts to TriMet service and want to make TriMet affordable and accessible for all. We will present these signatures to the board before the date of the decision. These signatures represent a consensus of the city. Fareless Square is not to be tampered with due to budget shortfalls, economic conditions, or the wishes of very few within the business community. TriMet is a public service with public funds and should only make public policy decisions based on public opinion. The reasons behind the proposed cuts are only politically convenient. Every few years, cuts have been rumored or proposed at Fareless Square. These cuts are offered regardless of apropos economic concerns and have always been rejected with angry enthusiasm by the city. If TriMet truly faced an unprecedented revenue shortage, then please make your budget public so that the people may evaluate other programs more appropriate to defund. Host a public hearing where people may evaluate line by line the expenses of this organization and ensure transparency and proper use of funds. This is not the case, nor are more appropriate cuts being weighed, because this is not about revenue. Instead, it's about a long-term plan of private interests to control the transit system. I believe these cuts are proposed by the will of a small group in a weak attempt to keep undesirables away from our cherished city center. The people of Portland understand this, do not tolerate this, and will be rightfully angry with this board if they are complicit with this control. Fareless Square has existed longer than any of you have sat with TriMet, longer possibly than most of us have been TriMet riders. Yet we act as if this board has the right to manipulate a Portland icon at the mere whim of minority business interests, and to do so under the false pretense of revenue shortfalls. Evidence of my accusation can be found within the arguments of this board. Has it been proposed that the cuts to be temporary, to be only an emergency procedure until economic stability can be found again? Will Fareless Square again incorporate bus service in 5 years' time when our economy is stable? No, of course not. Because the objective is to privately manipulate Fareless Square, not to deal with the budget crisis. This is only a convenient moment for unpopular groups to enact policies opposite of public opinion, policies rejected several times in the past. Deciding to make cuts to Fareless Square and disregarding the hundreds of people who have already signed their names in solidarity with our cause is to represent corruption. If that is the way this board votes, then the people of this city ought to be vigorously demand democratically elected representation. Representation for the interests of riders, the interests of this community, a body concerned about public accountability and transparency. My question to this board, does the board represent the will of the people and recognize the signatures that will be placed before it, or is this a facade of public accountability? Thank you.